Good morning, students. My name is Patniro Shailesh Bhai. As we have discussed in the last online classes, we have briefly discussed about the chapter which is 11th chapter in 8th standard CBSE, which is force and pressure. As you all know, in last online classes, we have briefly discussed about force. Is it a push or pull? Forces are due to an interaction. Exploring forces, a force can change the state of motion. A force can change shape of an object. Contact forces, which includes muscular forces as well as frictional forces, and non-contact forces, which includes magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. So today we will discuss each and every point according to your syllabus, and if you have any doubt, comment below, so I will solve it in a next online session. So the first point is force. Is it a push or a pull? As you can see in this PPT, you are watching three images. First image is a goalkeeper saving a goal. Second is a hockey player flicking a ball, and a third, a fielder stopping a ball. If you see these all three images very carefully, you will come to know they are having some relation with this ball. All they are trying to do something with this ball. So what they are doing, the actions like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, pushing, pulling are often used to describe certain tasks. Each of these actions usually result in some kind of change in the motion of the object. Suppose in the first image, a player has been kicked a ball. That ball is in motion, but a goalkeeper applies some energy to stop their ball. So what this goalkeeper does, it makes some changes in the motion of a ball. It is making change in a state of a ball. Initially, the state of a ball was kicked. That means it was in motion. But after kicking, a goalkeeper tries to stop that ball from doing a goal. That means he is making change in the state of a ball coming from a player towards the goal. Yes or no? Is it clear to all? Okay. Now in second, you can see a hockey player. Have you seen a game of a hockey? There are a number of players who are playing a hockey with a hockey stick. What the player does is one player flickers a hockey ball or a hockey striker to the another player, and another player takes that flicker disc towards his hockey and he sends to the another player. Now this process keeps on continuing till it gets a goal. Yes or no? So now you can see every player is changing a state of a flicker disc each and every time. Once it is been in a motion, at another time it will be stopped by another player. So he is changing the state of a motion from moving to the stop. Again he flickers the striker and he again change the motion of a flicker disc to the motion again. Yes or no? Okay. So the third example is fielder which is catching a ball. So as you all know, in a cricket, when a batsman hits the boundary, I mean a 4, not a 6. When a batsman hits the boundary, that ball is being fielded by a fielder. That ball, which was already in motion, is being stopped by a fielder. So what does fielder do here is changing the state of motion of a ball to this steady state. Steady state, meanwhile, it is at a rest position. So in this all these three examples, you can see that the state of a ball is being changed from either moving to the steady means at a rest, or steady to the movement. Yes or no? Okay. So all these 3 points are very important. And now you would ask, sir, the topic, the heading was force is a push or a pull. So either there are only two forces. Instead I will say you do have number of forces, but all this number of forces can be categorized in the two forms. Either it is push force, either it is pull force. So in image 1 you can see that it is neither push, neither pull. But when you are considering an object, suppose you are considering a player which is kicking a ball, so it is a type of a push. And when you are considering a goalkeeper, it is a type of a pull. So all these forces can be categorized in either push force or pull force. Now we will move on to the another slide, which is table 11.1. You can also refer your textbook. In your textbook it has been given table 11.1, identifying the actions as push or pull. Now here number of columns are given. I will read it for you one by one. The first column is commonly a serial number. Second shows the description of the situation. Third shows the action, which is like pushing, pulling. You know, push is like this, pull is like this. Picking, when you pick up a flower, pick up a rose, that means picking. Hitting, when you hit something, that is hitting force. Lifting, when you take something up, that is lifting force. Lowering, when you are releasing something, that is lowering force. Flying, as bird can fly, a plane can fly, that is flying force. Kicking, when you kick something like a ball or a football, that is kicking force. Throwing force, if you have a stone and you are throwing to someone or somewhere, that is a throwing force. Shutting, shutting means holding something until they get stopped, that is shutting force. Flicking, flicking means hitting a flicker ball by a hockey, that is flicking force. You are hitting with something, that is flicking. Last column are asking about either the actions can be grouped as a pull force or it is a push force. So we will see one by one. The first point is moving a book placed on a table. Suppose on a table one book is being placed and you are pushing to some other extent. That means you are having pushing force, pulling force or lifting force. So you will obviously say, sir, I am pushing a book from point A to point B. So definitely it is a push type of force, not a pull type of force. But you will again ask, sir, on the table they are given yes in a pull type column. So why is it so? Something, suppose you are giving book to some your friend and you are sitting at a distance. So according to you, you are pushing a book to a middle and your friend pulls a book from that point. So here for a book you can use both the term push force also and pull force also. Okay. Now second, opening or shutting a door. Suppose you are opening a door. When you are opening a door, you are pulling it. Okay. So you can categorize under push pull force also. And suppose you are closing a door, you are pushing it. So it comes under push force also. Okay, so here I have given a star to push also and pull also. Instead, you can do a tick mark in your textbook. Okay. On a third point, drawing a bucket from a water from a well. Suppose there is a well of water, and what you need to do, you have a crisis of water. We all have a crisis of water. So you are throwing a bucket in a well, and after it fills up, you are lifting it up. As you can see, this lifting is a type of a pull force, not a push force. Yes or no? So this lifting out bucket, water bucket from a well can be comes under pull type of force, not a push type of force. So drawing a bucket of water from a well is a pull type of force, yes, and push type of force, no. I have made a mistake over here, so don't consider that. It is a, you can categorize that force as a pull type of force. Okay. So, but since it is not directly a pulling force, I am giving a one more column, that is lifting force. Yes or no? Okay. If you have any doubt, you can comment it below. So I will see it and I will solve it as soon as possible. The fourth is a football player taking a penalty kick. You all know that when a match ties, both the team have the same score. The game allows them to have a penalty kick. Both the team will get 5 goals. Who scores maximum numbers of goals in that 5 penalty kicks, they will win. It is a tiebreaker. Okay. So when a football player taking a penalty kick, it is some other type of, it is a kicking type of force. Yes or no? Yes. It is a kicking type of force, and that force comes under push type of force because you are pushing a ball to a goalkeeper. Yes or no? Okay, very good. Now, a fifth, a cricket ball hit by a batsman. Suppose a cricket ball is being hit by a batsman, that is a hitting force, and that hitting force again comes under pushing force. Yes or no? Very good. So all these forces again. Now 2 more points are there. Moving a loaded cart. You have seen some of the people are carrying a cart, or some of the animals are carrying a cart. You always have seen that some of the people are the cart which has been heavily loaded. Some of the people are always pushing a cart from backside. Like a sabzi wala, like some other people's, what they are they are pushing a cart and making it move from one point to another point. So it is simply a pushing type of cart. There is another way also, like a bullock cart. In bullock cart, bullock is being placed frontwards and they are pulling a cart in the backwards. Yes or no? So in that way, cart is being placed in push force also and pulling force also. Okay. Now opening a drawer. At your home you all do have a furniture. In that furniture there are drawers are there. Drawers are always being available with a pulling force. None of the or some of the drawers are there which can be a push type, that is a door type. You are hitting a door, pushing a door, and that will close. But when we are talking about drawers, the name itself says draw means carry out, and drawer means you are carrying out a drawer. So that means drawer is the pull type of force. Yes or no? So I think all these points is being cleared very well. But I do have one task for you. You may find out some other forces which can be categorized as a push force also and pull force also. If you have something which you cannot categorize, you can mention in a comment so I can resolve it for you. Now I will move to the third slide. That is, forces are due to an interaction. Now you will ask, sir, what is the interaction? Forces are due to an interaction means what? Interaction means when two living things or one living and one non-living things comes in a contact, that means it is an interaction. Suppose in this picture, a car is being pushed by a man. So here car and a man are comes in an interaction. Same as a hockey player and a hockey disc comes in an interaction. Cricket fielder and a ball comes in an interaction. Again, a goalkeeper and a football comes comes in an interaction. So interaction means nothing but a state of change of motion done by some living or non-living thing. Suppose a cycle is been stopped by me. So there is an interaction between a bicycle and a me. Yes or no? Suppose I am pushing a car like this man, that means I have interacted with the car to change its position from rest to the motion or to steady to the motion. Rest and steady both are same words. Okay. Now suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to his presence? He just stands and sees the car will move now. No, the car will not move. He have to interact with the car by a pushing force, so the car will move. Only by thinking the car will move, it won't move. Yes or no? Okay. Suppose a man now begins to push the car. After standing off so much time, he thinks, I think I have to push a car, then it will start. So he starts pushing the car and he applies force on it. He applies a force with the help of his hand, and hands are getting force by a muscles. So that force he is applying on a car, and the car now gradually starts moving. Initially it will move very slowly, then it will keeps on moving. Yes or no? Okay. It will not directly move to the high speed. No. When you are pushing a car, initially it is very slow down. It starts rolling. After it starts rolling, and if you are continuously applying force, the speed will increase. So can I say, when you are continuously applying the force, the speed will continuously increase? Yes or no? Okay, very good. That will comes under a next point, but I think you have got it. Suppose the man now begins to push a car, that he applies force on it. The car may begin to move in the direction of he applied a force. Suppose he applied a force in a frontward. Is it possible for a car to move backwards? No. In the direction you have applied a force, in the same direction car will start to move. Yes or no? Always when there is an interaction, in the direction of force only, an object will move. Yes or no? Very good. Note that the man has pushed the car to make it move. Who make a car to move? That is a man. And what procedure is being done between a man and a car? That is interaction of forces. That is, forces are due to an interaction. For anything to change its state of motion or state of rest, interaction is must necessary. Yes or no? Very good. Now we will move to the third slide. That is some other interactions which you can see. When you are seeing this first image, there are two girls that seems to be pushing each other. Yes or no? So both girls are living. So both girls are having interaction between them. What type of interaction they do have? They do have a pushing type of interaction. Very good. In the same way, in the second image, two girls are seem to be pulling each other. So in the second figure also, it seems to have an interaction between these two girls, and the interaction between these two girls are pulling type. Okay. So in the both the girls appear to push each other in a first image, while in the pair of girls are trying to pull each other in the second image. Now we will move to the another slide. It is another example from a farm, that a cow is pulling his farm. So as you can see here, interaction is there, and both interaction are pulling type, but there is one difference here. Which was that difference? A cow is a heavier than farm. Yes or no? That means a force generated by a cow is much more larger than a farmer. That means farmer will pull out by a cow? Yes or no? Why? Because cow is heavy in weight or heavier in weight. Yes or no? So one more thing you can learn from this image is when a weight is high, that means it can generate more force. Yes or no? If the weight is less, it will generate a less force. Okay? So now I think, okay, one more example is there. I will take it and we will limit our video to this much only. Have you seen a tug of war when two teams are there and they are pulling a rope apart? In a rope, a cotton is being tied and that cotton has to be observed by a referee. If it is moved towards rightwards, that means right team is being won. If it moves towards the left, left team means won. In this tug of war, if team A has a more weight, there are certainly more chances for team A to win. And if team B has a more weight, there are certainly more chances to win by a team B. That means before this tug of war starts, you have observed by a referee, weight of both teams has to be nearby equal. There should not be a weight difference from 3 to 5 kg in a tug of war gap. So it is a, I think, a new thing you have learned from this. That means more weight will generate more force, whereas less weight can generate less force. Okay? So we will keep up to this, and from next online section we will continue from this side. If you have any doubt, you can comment it below. I will read it and I will try to solve it as soon as possible. Thank you so much.